It's time for the second half of the B League of Quack's Marble Clash Season 2. Hello everyone, I'm your host, and today we have basketball. As we saw in the main league, the Terra Titans currently have the point lead over the Gugos, Balls of Water, and Snow Skaters, but the championship is still very tight right now as we're moving into the second half. This event, we saw it in the main league. It's a bit complicated compared to some, but still it's rather intuitive. They just have to get as many baskets as they possibly can, send the most marbles into the basket, and we begin with the Terra Titans versus Rhapsody in blue. You'll see how we go. The Terra Titans will immediately get one on the board with their reserve mulch. That was a pretty excellent goal right there, immediately putting a point on the board. And we've seen now in some matches it's going to be very low scoring, so every point counts. Rhapsody in blue not able to respond well with their reserve chorus, and that's not going to be good for the team. Already only a single-digit number of points so far this season, with 3 dead last finishes. The Terra Titans put another one in, off to a great start. Another goal for the team currently in the point lead, and they're definitely demonstrating why with their success so far. The Rhapsody in blue, can they respond? Ooh, I think they did right there. Just narrowly managing to get one in. And yes, that will be one for their member Percussion, I believe. They will get one there. Now, the Terra Titans, can they respond with another point? No, they cannot. This game is not quite over yet. Despite having a single-point lead, the Rhapsody in blue now have a bit of an upper hand since they have more marbles left to run. Now, Rhapsody in blue, it's not going to happen quite as well for Woodwind. They are now down to 2 marbles for each team, so it's going to be a close one here. Can the Terra Titans respond with another goal? And not quite. The Terra Titans still hold the lead for now, but the Rhapsody in blue have 2 chances to get up on the Terra Titans and move on to the second round, perhaps get a top half finish. The Rhapsody in blue, ooh, it's not going to be a good response. And now they, at the absolute best, they can tie the game and send it to overtime. Now the Terra Titans have the chance to clinch the victory here. Will they do so? Yes, they will. The Terra Titans, with their captain Mud, will be guaranteeing they move on to the second round. It's going to be another disappointing bottom half finish for Rhapsody in blue. Can they at least get another point on the board here? No, their captain String not able to get it done. It's going to be another disappointment for the team, already dead last in the standings. At least they did get 1 point, which might help in the results. But now we move on to the Pink Pallets and the Jelly Jammers, 2 teams that are on opposite ends of the standings in some ways, but still toward the middle right now, and so far it's not a great start for the Pink Pallets. Now the Jelly Jammers, they will have a better response for their reserve, but you can see very precise there, not having too much momentum, just bouncing right off the backboard into the goal. Now the Pink Pallets, their second marble, not able to do anything there, just bouncing a little bit off to the right side, and that's not usually how you want to. They also didn't have quite enough height there, and that's not how you want to play the game. Now Jelly, the former captain, showing the former in their name, they're not doing a great job here, way too low and not really precise enough. And that will not be a point for the Jelly Jammers. Now the Pink Pallets, how will they respond? Not great. Just going to completely miss off to the right side once again. That's been their undoing multiple times now, and the Jelly Jammers perhaps can take advantage of that weakness. Now their third marble is going to get another point on the board, and the Jelly Jammers are off to a decent start here, so far doing much better than the Pink Pallets with 2 points to the Pallets 0. Will the Pink Pallets be able to finally put a point on the board here? No. Their third marble not doing much better, and this point starting to look dire for the team currently doing decently in the standings. Now the Jelly Jammers have the opportunity to pretty much clinch it here. It's not going to happen, though. Their fourth marble, not quite able to do it here. The Pink Pallets still have a slim chance if they can really do well with their last couple marbles. Now, let's see how they do. They will put a point on the board, though I believe that was their captain, meaning it is already too late for them. They will not be moving on. The Jelly Jammers, their captain has not run yet, though, so they will still get the chance to put 1 more point on the board, and they will not. They will actually miss just barely. Well, they didn't miss, but they were a bit too low. They bounced downward off the rim, and that was as we move on to the next match. The Positrons versus the Wave Breakers here, 2 single-worded teams, and we're off. The Positrons immediately put 1 on the board. Very impressive for a team currently doing decently in the standings, coming off of a decent result in Tower Descent, and they've shown to be strong in team events. The Wave Breakers will also have a great performance here, and I mentioned the Positrons have been stronger in team events, and so far they're showing it both. Only their first marble gone. There's still plenty more chances to mess that up, and they will mess it up with their second marble. The Wave Breakers now have a chance to counterattack here, and considering the Wave Breakers have been struggling so far this season, they could definitely use another basket, but it's not quite going to happen. They came very close with closeout here, but perhaps more close out, but they will not be able to score a point in this one. Now the Positrons have another chance, and they will get another point on the board. That's pretty impressive there from their third marble, and now they have 2 points to the Wave Breakers 1, but of course the Wave Breakers still have more marbles yet to run, and their third will not be able to get it done. They will be precise, but it's just a little bit too low, brushing up against the net there, and it's not going to happen, meaning that the Positrons have the upper hand with only 2 marbles left on either side. Now the Positrons will get another one on the board with Anti-Charge, their new member this season, pulling their weight here. managing to get 3-1. At this point, the Wavebreakers have to score or it will be over. And they will put a point on the board. It's not over yet. The Wavebreakers still have a fighting chance here, thanks to their second marble getting it done and putting another point on the board. Now we're down to the captains only. Antimatter will not be able to get it done for the Positrons, meaning it's not quite a guaranteed victory yet. The Wavebreakers still have a chance if their captain Nose Ride can put a point on the board. And they are off. It's not going to happen. They bounce backwards off the rim. They were so precise, but in that precision, I think they forgot to build up speed and momentum. They were not high enough. Now the Snow Skaters higher up in the order, and the Purple Flames currently in the relegation zone. And we're off. The Snow Skaters immediately put one on the board. Very precise from their reserve swim. That was excellent there. And perfectly how you want to execute one of these baskets. Now Soot will be able to respond just as well. Another precise basket for the Purple Flames. And that means it's going to be 1-1 in this battle of fire and ice, as we've seen many times before. And now we move on to the next round for the Snow Skaters. Not going to be nearly as precise there. You can see all the way, even when they're on the ramp, they're off to the left side. And you see banging off against the backboard. It's just not going to happen for the Snow Skaters. Now the Purple Flames, much more precise here. But it's not going to be enough for a basket. They're a bit too low. And that momentum gain is really something we've seen these marbles struggle with so far. Now the Snow Skaters have a chance to respond. They will get another one. But you see how they've angled the basket just a little bit to manage to make it easier to score. That's a strategy we've seen a lot happen in the main league. Perhaps the B-League team's just trying it out for the first time. Now the Purple Flames will use a similar strategy, bouncing a slight bit off to the left side, just managing to go in toward the right. And that means it's 2-2 now. It's a tied game still. Now the Snow Skaters are going to miss to the right side. We haven't seen many misses to the right side so far this match, but the Snow Skaters will be doing that here. Now the Purple Flames have a chance to counterattack. Will they take advantage? No, they'll bounce off to the left this time, bouncing a bit off the rim. And we haven't seen that many rim bounces. It's usually been either far too low or far too imprecise. And now the Snow Skaters complete miss there. I believe that was their captain doing a terrible job. Not a good sign for who's supposed to be the leader of the team. Now the Purple Flames have the chance to take the victory here, but they're not going to do it. Their captain Oxide misses to the right, and I believe that means we will be sending it to overtime. Neither of these teams have so far been proven to be that consistent, but the Snow Skaters will put one in their reserve swim, doing it again. Now the Purple Flames immediately get to go after them. It's not going to happen. The Purple Flames will not be moving on, but the Snow Skaters will. Now we move on to the Balls of Water and Wizard Lizards, two teams that were great in the B-League last season. This time, only the Balls of Water so far have been strong. The Wizard Lizards currently need some points, currently very low in the standings, and the Balls of Water are off to a great start with their reserve Drain. Now, the Wizard Lizards not able to start quite as strongly as the Balls of Water, but missing just a little bit too far off to the left side and a little too much speed to get enough height. Now, the Balls of Water not able to get back-to-back goals, not quite as strong as they were hoping for. The Balls of Water are clearly not quite as dominant as it may have seemed at first. Now, the Wizard Lizards have a chance to put a point on the board. They will do that. The Wizard Lizards not down for the count just yet. They will be tied after this. Each team still has 3 marbles yet to run, so it's 1-1. Now, the Balls of Water, will they put another one? Yes, they will. Very fast, a very high bounce, but perfect bounce off the backboard will give the Balls of Water their second point of the match. Now, the Wizard Lizards have to counterattack here. It's not going to happen. Bouncing downward off the rim, as we've seen happen time and time again. And that means that the Wizard Lizards are now down one with only 2 marbles left. The Balls of Water will put another point on the board, and now they're really putting the pressure on the Wizard Lizards. They have to be perfect from here on out if they even want to go to overtime. The Wizard Lizards, will they take that chance here? And yes, they will, at least for now. They're still in this, but the Balls of Water have the chance to clinch with their next goal. This has so far been a very high-scoring game, but we'll see if the Hydrate gets it here. They will not be able to do it. A little bit off to the left side, bouncing, not even making contact with the backboard. Very imprecise. And that means the Wizard Lizards have a chance if their captain can score here. And yes, they will. The Wizard Lizards, what a comeback. And it's not over yet. They will be going to overtime thanks to their captain getting it done here, Wiguana. And now we move on with Drain. Will they do it here? Yes, they will. The Balls of Water doing an excellent job in overtime. Now the Wizard Lizards have to respond here. And no, they will not. And that means it is over. The Balls of Water in this very high-scoring match will be moving on. Now the Azure Diamonds and the Orange Fizz. Let's see how these two teams do. The Diamonds will start us off, but not well. Bouncing very low, and they were very precise. They were pretty much on point on the center, but it did not work out. The Orange Fizz not able to do any better. They were much more appropriate height than the Diamonds were, but way off to the left side is not how you want to do it. And now the Diamonds have a chance to counterattack, and they will do so here with their 4th marble, doing an excellent job to score one there and rolling away in celebration, perhaps they are. And now the Orange Fizz have to counterattack here if they want to move on, and they will not be able to do that. They were just a little bit too far to the left side and bounced the wrong way off the backboard. That's not quite how you want to be doing it here, but Now the Azure Diamonds have more chances, but it's not going to happen there. Way too low, way too imprecise as well for their third marble. And it's not a great sign. It's still only 1-0. The Orange Fizz can still pounce on the opportunity, but they will do that here. I didn't think they would, but they went off to the left side and then it came back to the center, and that was an excellent job by the Orange Fizz to get it done. Now the Azure Diamonds have a chance here, but it's not going to happen for their fourth marble. And now the Orange Fizz have a bit of an advantage with 2 more marbles left to run. Now let's see if their fourth marble can do it here. No, they cannot. Bouncing a little bit downward off the rim. It's not going to happen here. That means we're down to 1 marble apiece. Only the captains left for each team. Now the Azure Diamonds not able to get it done there. Bouncing way off to the left side, lodging themselves in the camera stand, I believe. And that means the Orange Fizz have to score here or will be going to overtime. And there they go, their captain bubble way off to the left side. We've seen a lot of marbles go off to the left side so far in this match, specifically. But it's just not going to happen, and that means we will be going to overtime. Now the Azure Diamonds, they're going up first, and they will put a point on the board. That means the Orange Fizz have to counterattack here. It's over, and they will put another point. That means it's 2-2. We will go to a second round of overtime. We haven't seen this happen very often, and the Azure Diamonds not able to do it quite as well here. Now the Orange Fizz have the chance to win it with this goal, and they will do it. The Orange Fizz, with back-to-back goals here, will be moving on in one of the first ever point-scoring overtimes that we've seen with multiple rounds. Now the Avocados and Chili Peppers, the fruit rivals here, going at it for now, and their reserve Pit not doing a great job, just coming off of a medal in the last event obstacle course, and maybe perhaps still a little bit exhausted from that effort. But the Chili Peppers not faring any better with their reserve Bell, but 0-0 on the board right now. Now we move on to the fourth marble for the Avocados. Will they fare better? Yes, they will. Perfectly precise and not too high either. That was a very clean executed basket there for the Avocados. Now the Chili Peppers, can they respond quite as well? No. That was not nearly as good for the team in red. Now the Avocados have a slight advantage, but with 3 marbles apiece, there's still plenty of time for things to change, and the Avocados are clearly getting a bit complacent here, missing their next marble. Now the Chili Peppers have the chance to respond. Ooh, but they bounced hard off the rim. That was perfectly precise, but they bounced backwards completely, almost going back onto the ramp. And now we move on to the next marble for the Avocados, way out to the right side, not even close. And that means they only have 1 marble left. Their captain Quack will have to do something here, unless the Chili Peppers will squander their opportunity. Now the Chili Peppers have the chance to score a point, and they will do so here. The Chili Peppers are finally on the board after a while, especially for a team that's been strong in team events before. Now the Avocados, will they be able to get another point? No. And that means that at best they will be going to overtime. The Chili Peppers, suddenly the momentum is swung in their favor. If they can score here, they will guarantee the victory. Now here they come, their captain Capsicum, not able to get it done. Just slightly off to the left side. You can see they're so close, bouncing off the rim even, but they will not be scoring here, which means that we will go to overtime once again. Now Pit, can they do it again? No. Pit will, well, perhaps not again, but now Bell for the Chili Peppers, not able to do any better. Which means we go into a second round of overtime. So far, only 1-1 still for the fruit teams. Now the Avocados, their second marble, not able to get it done a second time. Now the Chili Peppers, the ball is in their court, quite literally, but in this case, it's not going to happen. Still 1-1 as we head now into a third round of overtime. The Avocados now have another chance, but it's not going to happen. 3 in a row for misses, and now the Chili Peppers not going to do any better. Neither team is really pouncing on this opportunity here. The Avocados and Chili Peppers still struggling. Now the Avocados have another chance. Oh, and I think they will do it there. Was that a basket there? Now the Chili Peppers have to score here. It's over, and they will do it. The Chili Peppers responding beautifully there to their rivals, and now it's 2-2. Now the Avocados can get it here with another score there. Oh, but it's not going to happen. The Chili Peppers, after so many rounds of overtime, they will get another point on the board, and that will settle it. The Chili Peppers finally moving on to the second round after a long and hard battle. Now the Gugos and Gigawatts, the 2 G teams here, and the Gugos not off to a great start, bouncing off to the right side there. And after so many rounds of overtime, these teams are probably anxious to finally start their match. Now Ohm, the reserve of the Gigawatts, will do a much better job there, perfectly precise, not too much height, and with just the right amount of momentum will do a perfect bounce to get 1 point on the board. Now the Gugos, can they respond quite as well? Yes, they will. Bouncing a little bit less precise, but still excellent for their second marble, and now it's a tied game, 1-1. The Gigawatts, now their second marble Farad. Will they fare any better? No. Farad didn't quite fare so well, but they will bounce off to the near side a little bit, and that's usually not how you want to do it. Now the Gugos have a bit of an upper hand, but not too much, as they bounce off to the left side, and now the Gigawatts, it swings in their favor as this still tied game still has several more marbles to run. Now Volt, one of their most skilled members, and they're showing it here, getting a point on the board, and now the Gugos have the advantage 2-1 in their favor with only 2 marbles left on either side. The Gugos have to score here, but it's not going to happen. It's looking dire for the team in green. The Gigawatts have the lead here, and they can clinch it if Hertz scores here. And they will. Their new member, Hertz, showing how it's done, and that means the Gigawatts will be moving on. Currently a team lower in the order. They could definitely use the points, and now the Gugos just can save face a little bit, but they will not be doing so here. The Gugos started the season with a bang with 2 medals, but it's not going quite as well here in basketball. But now their captain, Gigawatts, cannot quite get another point on the board, just perhaps for a bit of celebration there. The Gigawatts will still take the victory, though, 3-1 for their team. And now we can see the bracket, the Terra Titans moving on, as well as several other more surprising faces, such as the Gigawatts. But now we look at the results, and Avocados get best of the rest, but Rhapsody and Blue get dead last for the 4th time this season. And we're seeing here what it looks like their coaches, they've been called to the office here. I fear that might be the last time we see Coach Conductor. But now we move on to the second round. The Terra Titans and the Jelly Jammers, 2 teams that are currently doing decently in the standings right now. The Terra Titans especially trying to expand their point lead, and it's not off to a great start for their reserve. As we can see, the darkness start to fall as late evening sets in. The Jelly Jammers do an excellent job there, though, to put their first point on the board. The Jelly Jammers have come here to play despite being against one of the strongest teams in this B League. And now the Terra Titans have to respond well, but it's not going to happen. Perhaps the exhaustion setting in. You can see how imprecise they were. Way off to the left side is not how you want to play it. Now the Jelly Jammers have a big upper hand. Can they get another point? No! It's not quite going to happen here with their former captain, Jelly, doing it once again, missing it completely. But, of course, there's still many more chances for both teams. Now the Terra Titans not able to get one here. They're a bit more precise than they were last time, but still bouncing off the rim, not able to capitalize on this opportunity. Now the Jelly Jammers, can they get another point? No, Jello will miss completely, bouncing way off to the left side, bouncing off the corner of the backboard. It's not going to be precise enough, and neither team has really put many points on the board yet. The Terra Titans not able to do it either. The Terra Titans have so far not scored a single point with only a marble or 2 left to go. Now the Jelly Jammers have the chance to counterattack once again. They will get another point on the board. The Jelly Jammers, I'm not sure if that's clinched yet, but at this point it's going to be difficult for the Terra Titans to make any kind of comeback. And no, actually that is their captain. The Terra Titans will not be moving on. That's 0 points on the board. Disastrous for the team currently in the point lead. The Jelly Jammers can at least put one more point on the board to gloat a little bit, but they're not going to be able to do that here. But the Jelly Jammers 2-0. Despite only a 2-point victory margin, the Jelly Jammers, a complete shutout there. Now, the Positrons and the Snow Skaters, both teams that have definitely resurrected themselves a little bit after the disasters of last season in both the leagues, but the Positrons not off to a great start here with their reserve. Now, the Snow Skaters have a better, it's not going to happen here. I was going to say have a better line down the ramp, but they were so close. If they had bounced a little bit better off the rim, perhaps they could have scored there, but it's just not going to happen. Now the Positrons, a little bit off to the left side, and the Positrons are struggling just as much as the Snow Skaters are. Every team so far has been struggling quite a bit, except for the Jelly Jammers in round 2. Now the Snow Skaters off to the left side once again. They've really been going over to that camera stand several times. I wonder what it is over there that they're so interested in, but now the Positrons trying it once again. They will also go over to the left side. The Positrons are really struggling here. So far, 0 points on the board, just as the Terra Titans did before them. Now the Snow Skaters trying to at least get 1 point. They will do that there with their third marble, finally getting a point on the board. And that's definitely good for a team that has shown that each match really counts. Each point can really make a huge difference. The Positrons missing once again, and they only have 1 more marble left. The Snow Skaters can clinch the victory with 1 single point. Now here they go for their 4th marble. Not able... I stand corrected. They actually do get a point on the board. Despite being so imprecise, they perfectly knocked the basket into position, and the Snow Skaters are moving on to the semifinals. The Positrons Antimatter, their captain, not able to get it done here, bouncing way off to the left side. That is what all of their members were doing. And the Snow Skaters perhaps get a chance to showboat. Yes, they will. Getting a 3rd point on the board just to seal the deal. And the Snow Skaters getting another respectable finish in their already great season so far. Now we move on to the 3rd match of the 2nd round. Balls of Water versus Orange Fizz. A beverage-filled matchup so far, but Drain, the reserve, not able to get it done for the Balls of Water. As we've seen, so far, each match so far in round 2 has had 1 marble. One team goes scoreless, and the Orange Fizz are not off to a great start. Neither team has put a point on the board in their reserve round, but of course, there's still plenty of time for both teams. Now the balls of water much better here. That was such a fast basket, I didn't even notice it, but they bounced through that hole in the back, and with a precise basket, the balls of water will take the lead. Now the Orange Fizz able to respond just as well, and now it's going to be a tied game with 3 marbles apiece on either side. Orange Fizz clearly not going down without a fight, and unlike the last couple matches, this will not be a total shutout. Now the balls of water going way off to the right side. That's not how you want to do it either. We've seen a lot of marbles go off to the left. Perhaps the balls of water overcorrected a bit there. Now the Orange Fizz have the chance to counterattack, but it's not going to be successful. The Orange Fizz only have a single point on the board so far. The balls of water as well, though, so it's still a close match. Now the balls of water have another chance, and they will put another point on the board. I believe that was Moisture, very impressive there, but still only 2-1, so it's a very close matchup so far. Now the Orange Fizz, will they be able to put another point? No, they cannot. Bouncing off way off to the right side. And we'll see how these next couple go with only their captains left, I believe. This match could go on for now. Let's see, Hydrate, way off to the left side. It's not going to happen. Now the Orange Fizz have one chance left, or they will be out. Now let's see what their captain Bubble is able to accomplish here. And they are off. They will put a point on the board. The Orange Fizz have saved their chances here. They will have the chance to move on to the next round with their captain. Now the balls of water have the chance to counterattack in overtime, and they will do so here. Now the Orange Fizz have to respond well, and they will. It's going back and forth here. So far 3-3 as we move on to the next round of overtime. Now the balls of water, once again, not able to get it done this time. The Orange Fizz can capitalize here, but they will not do so. And that means it's still 3-3, but there's still several more rounds perhaps left, depending on how far this goes. The not Hydrate, but a member of the balls of water will get a point on the board, and the Orange Fizz will get one as well. This match is going back and forth quite a bit. Now 4-4 as the balls of water. Can they get one done here? No, that means the Orange Fizz have the chance to seal the deal here, and they will do so with a bounce off the rim. The Orange Fizz will be moving on to the semifinals. That was a close one, but now we move on to the Chili Peppers versus the Gigawatts. And we are off the Chili Peppers. Not a great start at all, bouncing way too high. Their reserve Bell going off to the left side very far, very high. And that means the Gigawatts will have a great opportunity to take advantage with Ohm. Oh, but they're just barely not going to have enough momentum. Bouncing way off to the, bouncing off the rim forward. And that's not how you want to do it. That means it's still 0-0. Now the Chili Peppers have a chance to counterattack, and they will do so here. The Chili Peppers now off to a much better start, finding their footing here after the reserve managed to fail. But now Farad for the Gigawatts, not able to get it done, bouncing off to the left side, and not doing a great job so far. The Gigawatts are starting to crack under the pressure here. They need to get a grip, but now the Chili Peppers put another point on the board, and the Chili Peppers already looking dangerous as we're getting later and later into this match. The Gigawatts have 3 marbles left, and they need to get something happening here with Volt, and they will do so here. Volt has been one of the most experienced and most skilled members of the team, and getting a point on the board, showing how they do it. But now the Chili Peppers have a chance to pretty much clinch here. They will get another point. That means the Gigawatts have to get a perfect score for the rest of this match, or else they are done. Now, Hertz, a lot of pressure on them. Can they put a point? Yes, they can. Hertz will not fail under the pressure. And that means that the Gigawatts are still in this. But the Chili Peppers, if they score with their captain, it will be over. And they're off to the left side. It's not going to happen. That means it all falls on Watt, the captain of the Gigawatts. If they score, it will go to overtime. And they're off. It's off to the left side. Way too low. It's not going to happen. And the Gigawatts will not be moving any further. The Chili Peppers will be moving on to the next round. So now we see the Jelly Jammers, Snow Skaters, Orange Fizz, and Chili Peppers are the only 4 teams left. There's only 4 matches left. The Balls of Water, unsurprisingly with their 4 overtimes, will be getting 5th. Positrons getting another 8th place finish. But now we move on to the Jelly Jammers and Snow Skaters, 2 teams that have really rebuilt this season. And the Jelly Jammers not off to quite as great a start as we're used to seeing. They've been one of the most consistent teams so far this event. But now the Snow Skaters have a chance to counterattack. And the reserve way off to the left side, not going to happen, bouncing off the rim. And that's not how you want to execute this event. Now the Jelly Jammers have the chance to counterattack with their second marble, but it's not going to happen either. They're off to the left side once again. We've seen so many marbles going off to that left side, but the Snow Skaters now have a bit of an upper hand. But of course it's still 0-0, and it stays 0-0. And now there's only 3 marbles left on either team. The Jelly Jammers have another chance to counterattack here with their 3rd marble, and they will not be able to do it. They're precise, but just not quite enough height. It's not going to be able to do it for the Jelly Jammers. Now the Snow Skaters have 3 marbles left. Can they put a point on the board? No, they cannot. And now with only 2 marbles left on either side, it's still 0-0. We've never seen a scoreless match before, but it's starting to look dire for both teams here as the Jelly Jammers will miss once again. And the Snow Skaters, will they be able to respond well here with 2 marbles left? They have a big advantage now, and they're off. It will be a point on the board finally for the Snow Skaters. and that means that they will finally be able to do it. The Jelly Jammers now have to score here or it will be over for them. Their Captain Jelly not able to get it done, and that means that the Snow Skaters have guaranteed the victory with a single point. The Jelly Jammers going completely scoreless here, but now their Captain Slide. Will they get another point? No, they will not. In a single point game, not even a single point margin, but a single point between either team, the Snow Skaters move on to the finals. Now the Orange Fizz and the Chili Peppers, another fruit matchup for the Chili Peppers, and the Orange Fizz not able to get it done there, bouncing a bit off to the left side, off the backboard, a very hard impact, but not enough precision there. Now the Chili Peppers, their reserve Bell, will be able to get it done there. Very good basket there, bouncing perfectly, doing basically what the last marble should have done, and that means the Chili Peppers now have a big advantage. The Orange Fizz will respond well, though, and that means now it's 1-1, but the Chili Peppers have more marbles yet to go, which means that they might have a bit of an upper hand here. Now the Chili Peppers, will their second marble be able to score? No, bouncing very low, very fast, pretty much deflating the net, but now it's 1-1 with 3 marbles apiece on either team. Now, the Orange Fizz way off to the right side, not going to be able to do it there, bouncing, not even touching the rim, it doesn't look like, or the backboard. That means the Chili Peppers have the upper hand once again. The Chili Peppers off to the left side again. It's not going to happen here. And that means that the Orange Fizz, the ball is in their court once again. These teams have been going back and forth so far. Now the Orange Fizz will, I don't think they managed to score there, bouncing a little bit off forward and making contact with the ramp again, and that's not good. But the Chili Peppers now have the advantage once again. Can they do it this time? No, it's still a 1-1 game. And that means that now there's only dwindling chances for either team to be able to take the advantage. Now Bubble from the Orange Fizz not able to get it done. And I believe that means the Chili Peppers now have one chance to take the victory as theirs or go to overtime. Now Captain, can they do it? Yes, they can. The Chili Peppers will be moving on to the final to face the Snow Skaters. And considering they had 2 points as the Snow Skaters won, it seems like there might be a bit of a clear favorite. But now we see the Snow Skaters and Chili Peppers going to the final. Meanwhile, the Jelly Jammers and Orange Fizz will face off in the third place match. Jelly Jammers and Orange Fizz, another fruit matchup, and the Jelly Jammers immediately put a point on the board. That was a great start for the reserve Jelly. We've seen how so many teams are not able to put even a single point on the board, and how so many single-point games, so the Orange Fizz will respond very well there with their reserve, and that means it's going to be 1-1. Neither team is showing any sign of backing down here, and now the Jelly Jammers have another chance. Will they put another point? Yes, they will. The Jelly Jammers, 2 for 2 now, and the Orange Fizz have to respond well here. And clearly the Jelly Jammers putting on the pressure and not cracking, but now the Orange Fizz doing another one there. Now we're 4 marbles in a row, all scoring, and that means it's 2-2 now in this third place match. And this has been an excellent match so far. Will the Jelly Jammers get 3 in a row? No. Their third marble not able to get it done, bouncing a little bit too low there. And that means the Orange Fizz now have a bit of an advantage with 3 marbles left. Can they do it? No, it's not going to be good for their third marble either, bouncing off to the right side. And that means it's still 2-2 in the third place match. Now, let's see what the Jelly Jammers, how will they respond? Very well there. There's fourth marble being able to get another point on the board. At this point, the Orange Fizz have to start scoring here, or at best, they will be going to overtime. And they will not be able to get it done. At the best, they'll be able to tie, depending on how the captain of the Jelly Jammers does. Now it's 3-2, still in the Jelly Jammers' favor, as their captain Jelly goes out, not able to get a point on the board, meaning the Orange Fizz still have a chance that they can send it to overtime. The Orange Fizz, their captain Bubble, has to score here, or it's over. Oh, but they will not be able to do it. And that means the Jelly Jammers will be taking the bronze medal. The Orange Fizz just not quite able to get it done here, but they will be still taking a respectable 4th place. And now we move on to the final, the Snow Skaters and Chili Peppers. And we're off. The Snow Skaters not off to a great start. Their reserve bouncing way off to the left side and a little bit too low, despite their precision. Now the Chili Peppers, their reserve Bell, able to put another point on the board. They've been one of the most consistent marbles so far. And another excellent point for the Chili Peppers. Now, they have the lead so far. Will the Snow Skaters respond well? No. Bouncing off to the left side. Not a great response there. Now the Chili Peppers have the advantage once again. And that means that, let's see what they do here. Oh, it's off to the left side, or off to the right side, I should say. And the Chili Peppers not really able to take advantage here, despite having the point lead so far. But with only 3 marbles left on either team, it's not looking great. Now the Snow Skaters go off to the right side once again. It's not looking good for them either. They still need to get some points on the board. Now the Chili Peppers have the advantage once again. Will they get another point? Yes, they will. The Chili Peppers now have a 2-0 lead, which is even better. The Snow Skaters only have a few more chances left. If they don't score here, it will be over for them. Oh, and they are not able to get it done. That already guarantees the victory for the Chili Peppers. Of course, the Snow Skaters can still save face if they get a point on the board, but now the Chili Peppers just have the chance to run a victory lap here, and they will, getting another point on the board. Now it's 3-0. Will the Snow Skaters captain at least be able to get a point on the board? It depends. We'll have to see. and they're off slide, not able to get it done, and the Snow Skaters will go scoreless in the final. It's never how you want to go out, but the Chili Peppers still have the 3-0 victory. Will they make it 4-0? No, they will not, but the Chili Peppers, despite their captain not being able to get it done in the end, they will be taking the gold medal here. The Snow Skaters getting a very respectable silver, and the Jelly Jammers taking the bronze. But now we see the results of the Chili Peppers getting multiple points in every single round. The Snow Skaters almost doing the same until the semifinals, and Orange Fizz also scoring in every round. Very impressive by really all those top 4 teams doing an excellent job. And now we look at the standings. The Terra Titans hold a single-point lead over the Snow Skaters, who move up to second. The Chili Peppers move way up into third, and Rhapsody and Blue still down at the bottom. Meanwhile, the Purple Flames, Wave Breakers, and Wizard Lizards all currently in the relegation zone. But that's how it stands as we move on to the next event, which will be aiming. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching.